Trackmania Nations Forever has a lot of tracks. In fact, in the 12 years that the game has been out, over 500,000 tracks have been uploaded to the track sharing site Trackmania Exchange. But out of all of these tracks, and after all these years, only 600 of them have stood out so much from the rest in terms of quality, creativity, and historic importance that they've been granted a classic status on Trackmania Exchange. The classic tracks really are some of the best the game has to offer, and with a high level of competition, they are some of the most prestigious to hold a world record on. But even on Trackmania's most famous, best tracks, people still find shortcuts and time savers. Usually when a shortcut is found, it's up to the author of the track to decide what to do with it. Some authors decide to let the shortcut stay, while other authors update their tracks to prevent the shortcuts. But there's one track in particular which has seen more shortcuts and updates than any other track, and that is the track Turbulence, first released by Motto on the 5th of June 2009. This is how Turbulence looked on the day it was released in 2009. The track was perhaps doomed from the get-go, as its design is inherently inefficient. This long section of track here is taken both at the start of the run and once again at the ending, and so long as you can skip driving it twice, there's a lot of potential for shortcutting. This was first picked up on by the player Timebreaker, who only 2 weeks after release became the first player to shortcut Turbulence. Timebreaker turned around on the start and dropped directly down to the 3rd checkpoint, and then he collected the first 2 checkpoints as he was going up to the finish again, saving roughly 3 seconds. 2 more variations of this shortcut would be done in 2009 and 2010, first once again by Timebreaker, and then the 3rd time by the player Cranberries. After that, it seemed Motto had finally come up with a clever idea to prevent the shortcut: black screens. Now whenever you tried to do the shortcut, your screen would turn black as you reached the 3rd checkpoint. This only affects your vision, so of course you can still drive the car, but driving all the way from the 3rd checkpoint to the finish blindly would be close to impossible. 7 years went by with no new shortcuts on Turbulence, but in 2017, the legend himself Nino discovered something interesting. Nino went into the track editor to see how the black screens were constructed, and he saw that the trigger point for the 3rd checkpoint black screen is placed on this pole here. And by climbing over the wall in the start, you can jump directly to it, again skipping the first 2 checkpoints on the track and also avoiding the checkpoint 3 black screen. However, you would still get a black screen on the last turn, but doing 1 turn blindly was much more manageable than driving blindly for 25 seconds. So thanks to Nino's findings, I was able to get this run. When that run was driven, Motto had already long left Trackmania behind, and it seemed like the track wasn't gonna get updated again. But just last month, in April 2020, Motto returned to Trackmania and updated Turbulence once more, and this is where our story continues. In the past month on my stream, there's been a bit of a cat and mouse game between me and Motto, where each time he's updated the track, we've tried to shortcut it again. Here's how it all unfolded. There's a lot of them that get updated. Wait, this was updated? No. Did they? Oh, I had 2 world records on Motto's maps and he updated both. Wait, what did he update here? Wait. I'm curious. So, the old shortcut was, I believe, overwalling here. No, yeah, it was overwalling here, taking this checkpoint, then this one, But then you skip to ring checkpoints. But what? Now this looks so different. Hang on. I have a replay on this. When I first saw the new update, I couldn't quite shake the feeling that something was off about it. Motto had added 2 ring checkpoints in the first turn to try to force you to drive the inefficient section twice, which really is a good addition. But in the same update, we realized that he also removed most of the original cut-preventing scenery that he added back in 2009 and 2010, like the walls around the start and the black screens. As we quickly discovered, this just made the shortcut even faster. Now you could simply take the first ring checkpoint, turn around, and drive the road to checkpoint 3. After that, you'd follow the track route as intended, and at the very end of the run, all you had to do was go through the finish block, grab the second ring checkpoint, and then just go back to the finish. I don't know tech, boys, but I'm gonna have to play it for 24 hours tomorrow, so maybe this is a good warm-up. Why do you make me do this? You could have just let me have a 39. Now I have a 37. On the stream the other day, we played Turbulence. This map was updated again, and as it turns out, it's probably cuttable again. It's probably still cuttable, this one. So it hurts me to say, Motto, but we might just have to try to play this one more time. Motto had updated Turbulence once more, but this update still didn't tackle the core issue. You see, Motto had placed walls around the first ring and removed the road we used to reach checkpoint 3, but there was one trick that he didn't account for: respawning. Playing a track in the official mode in Trackmania, it is possible to respawn back to the start at any point in the run, which is commonly used for things like stunt mode. So in this update, all we had to do was take the first ring checkpoint, respawn back to the start, do an overwall, and then drive the same route from checkpoint 3 again. Can I get a checkup? A medical checkup? That was rough, man. Oh, go! It's so good. Almost. The lighting was questionable, but I can work with it. Okay. Oh, poker turn. Alright. Alright, that was pretty solid. I'm satisfied with a run like that one. That was decent. So, important. Do you guys remember the map Turbulence? Does Turbulence ring a bell? This top 10, I saw it again, it's perhaps the most confusing top 10 I've ever seen. Just look at how destroyed it is, right? This one has been updated again. Maybe we should check it, see what we find on Turbulence. God damn it, I feel dumb going back into this, but... Oh. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be tough. This time, Motto had completely walled in the start, really trying to force you to drive the inefficient section twice. But we still had some ideas. The first thing to try was actually Cranberry Shortcut from 2010, as now, with black screens removed, maybe it was viable. Cranberry Shortcut from 2010 was just barely faster than the world record by 0.3 of a second. And on the current version, we would have to get the ring at the end, which takes about 3 seconds, making this shortcut clearly slower. But after looking at the track for a bit, I had one of the biggest moments of realization I've ever experienced. It was like the perfect shortcut recipe had just been transmitted to my brain It felt like for the first time I could truly see. And what I saw was this route. Okay, how about this? 2 rings. To the left. Grab this checkpoint, then this one. Over wall. Go through the gap. Turn around. Climb this. And then get good speed up the hill. I don't know, maybe? No, the slowdown. Oh, we need a 23. Okay, I'm gonna push. We might be very close here. Oh, so close. It was 1 landing bug away. Slow. Wait, it's good. This might be enough. Oh, come on, come on. Yes, alright. Alright, boys, let's go. 39.97. Ooh. There you have it. There were now 7 different shortcuts on the same map. It was starting to get ridiculous, and I was starting to feel bad for Motto as well, as shortcutting his track several times over wasn't exactly a warm welcome back to the community. I decided to send him a message, and in it, I sent him a few suggestions on how to prevent any further shortcuts, really wanting to finally help him get the track cut-proof. A few hours later, Motto responded, saying he was impressed more than anything at how many ways we managed to shortcut the track. The following day, he updated the track according to my suggestions, adding a wall to prevent any ideas of going directly to the 3rd checkpoint, and also extending the wall here to prevent overwalling from being faster. Motto even added 2 checkpoints of his own, here and here, and it really seemed like the track was cut-proof. After 8 total updates, it would be almost unreasonable to suspect there was another shortcut still to be found somewhere. But I had another look at the track for extra measure, and after it I confidently stated that just a quick peek was all I needed to see that this is it. I was of course dead wrong. Only a few hours after the new update, Techie had found the single weak point still left on the map. To put this into perspective, Turbulence consists of about 400 blocks, and Techie found a possible shortcut because one of those 400 blocks was misplaced. That one block is this roadblock. It's seemingly innocent at first, and I completely missed it when I was trying to help Motto fix the shortcuts, but when I saw it afterwards, the idea felt so obvious. The problem is that this roadblock makes it possible to reach the finish from the original checkpoint 3. Every shortcut on Turbulence so far has avoided driving the inefficient section early, since you'd have to drive it at the end of the map to get to the finish. But now, this opened up new possibilities. By driving with speed, you could hit the road border, then bounce on the roadblock, and with a bit of luck you can get a so-called bug finish, which is when you hit the finish line from underneath the block and the run still counts. So the new route goes something like this. Take the 2 ring checkpoints, jump left like the previous shortcut did, and follow the road. Then you take the inefficient section early, and when you get to the top, you jump out sharply to the right to pick up the last 2 checkpoints. and then try to bounce into the bug finish. If you touch the finish line from underneath, then you'd save about 1 second with a solid run beforehand. After Techie shared the news with our community, we all got on a server and started hunting the map. With over 30 players going for it, it was just a matter of time before the shortcut would be done, and the tension was in the air. Just come on! I wanna sleep! I wanna sleep! We all got so close. But after a 2-hour session, nobody had gotten it, and it was getting late. I decided to call it a day and go get some sleep. There was one player who kept going, and that was Ketox. After about 3 hours of playing, Ketox would finally be rewarded for his effort when he got a 39.36, becoming the person who did the 8th and perhaps final shortcut on Turbulence. This shortcut is as hard as it looks, and it's nothing short of incredible that Ketox pulled it off. To date, this is the last shortcut that's been done on Turbulence. On the 29th of May, the track was updated again for the 9th time, and with the roadblock removed, it's likely going to stay as the last one. When comparing the newest update to the original version released in 2009, it becomes very understandable that it took the amount of updates it did to prevent every shortcut. The original version of Turbulence was very innocent, unknowing of all the different shortcuts that lied ahead. And while the newer version definitely has some scars, you can still make out the route of the original. Perhaps there is some deeper philosophy to that while we evolve over time, our core identity still remains the same. I don't know, it's just a thought. If you have a few minutes to spare, then I'd like to suggest you go play the track and upload a record to the leaderboard. Even without shortcuts, it's a pretty neat map, and well deserved of the classic status that it holds on TMX. I played the track myself for a few minutes and managed to get a time of 40.60, and the current world record is a 40.51 by ice. Let's bring the Turbulence leaderboard back to the competitive standard that any classic track deserves. Link to the map will be in the description below. But that's all for now, friends. Thank you for watching.